Trading Capital's exclusive analysis. In today's video, we're discussing Bitcoin, some crypto stocks, some semiconductor stock, and overall what transpired here today for Trading Capital and Trading Capital members. We absolutely banked a tremendous amount of profits today, and I hope you did too. If you didn't, check out tradingcapital.ca. We'd be sure to try to help you get an extra investing and trading edge. Looking at the daily chart of Bitcoin, Bitcoin had a pretty tremendous fall, currently down about 5.56%, but you can clearly see it hit a low all the way around this piercing 65,000. Currently speaking, Bitcoin is holding above 65,000. One of the monster trades members and I were able to take profits on is MicroStrategy. We banked over 15% today, covering our short trade. Now, what's interesting about MicroStrategy and Bitcoin is they're actually very, very similar chart setups due to the fact that they're highly, highly correlated. Now, Bitcoin obviously looks to be putting in a potential head and shoulders. What makes this head and shoulders more likely is the fact that you had a bullish consolidation pattern occurring on the daily chart here, and this is now failing. You've lost this little impulse green candle breakout. If you get a daily close below that, that's not looking like a positive sign for Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be going through something called buy the rumor, sell the news. We've seen this huge run up into the halving. We're only a couple weeks away from the halving, and now potentially we are seeing people unload into the halving. If you do a little bit of historical work around Bitcoin and the halving that happens every 4 years, you would come to find out that there is usually this big run up like we've had, and then this big sell-off that could be coming to fruition, and then you get another monster rally. So everything happens, ebbs and flows. Markets don't go up in a straight line, although it does seem like that sometimes. Things typically will follow their historical patterns, and it is looking likely that Bitcoin could fall. Now, although Bitcoin's looking kind of bearish at the moment, is all news lost for the bulls? Well, let's dissect the 4-hour chart, because you actually had this inverse head and shoulders pattern here on the 4-hour chart. And that did trigger. That actually broke out on the chart. How you would draw the neckline is this zone right over here. So you can actually see, according to this area, Bitcoin is now just all of a sudden back testing the breakout zone. So this is where you had your neckline of your inverse head and shoulder. This is your 4-hour impulse green candle. Huge amount of volume piled in there. All you've now done is back tested support. This is the level the bulls absolutely need to hold. If for some reason the bulls fumble here and you break this little neckline, Bitcoin could be in some dire straits, at least a correction potentially down to 55K. Yes, you heard it, 55K. Now again, it's not going to go down in a straight line. There are tradable intraday opportunities here and there, but definitely keep all eyes on this little bit of a neckline. The 64.7 zone is going to be very, very powerful and key. Another trade that we ended up closing was an ARM short. We took profits on ARM short. After you had that heavy impulse red candle sell-off bar, it's really just been a downtrending session for ARM and some of the semiconductors, but we managed to pull profits on our short trade. What's interesting is after the bell, you actually had some negative news on Intel. Intel gapping down in the after hours. So semis today got hit really hard on the downside. You can actually see the SOXX falling sharply. Let's look at the SMH. SMH also saw a pretty precipitous down day, closing down 1.29%, starting off with a monster move yesterday and then gapping down today. So Intel is likely going to put and apply more pressure to the semiconductors as long as it stays down in the after hours. It's down, currently speaking, by about 4%. This is a name that is severely lagged in the entire semiconductor space, and it's looking like it's going to continue to fulfill that prophecy and lag. Our traders were also able, here at TC, we're able to take several new trades today. So we not only closed a few, but we also started entering and accumulating positions on the long side. So there's definitely quite a few areas of opportunity that I'm eyeing up. I'll give you one tidbit here. IQ is a trade that I'm liking on the long side. So this is a relative strength-based stock. Today the market was weak. This stock was up 1.86%. What's interesting about this stock is you're breaking and triggering this daily inverse head and shoulders. It's looking pretty clean. This pattern, since it's triggered, has potentially upside all the way to about $5.90. You throw in some key moving averages. Take a look at the daily 200. You're just starting to try to retest that area. Likely you're going to hit that area and try to consolidate bullishly under that zone. You look at the EMA 113. You're now consolidating above that EMA 113. Remember how you got rejected here? small pullback. Now you're back above that area, and it is looking like not only you have an inverse head and shoulders pattern, but a potential bull flag formation unfolding. You throw on the 50, well above the 50. This 50-day moving average is slowly starting to curl up now. So you're slowly starting to break that 50-day moving average trend. And typically when that 50-day starts to curl up, you do get a pretty substantial move. You could be seeing some sort of a process where the 50-day moving average starts to curl up like this. So I remain bullish on IQ. I think this is a name that, as long as you stay above this little neckline zone, this can keep pressing higher and higher. On that note, thank you all for tuning in. Please give this video a like down below. And if you're interested in how I'm trading things here, you can definitely check out tradingcapital.ca in the website above.